I never expected this, but when I started showing up, that was when everything shifted. One of the things that you will realize when you start showing up, especially when you're better on yourself, is like there will be this inner shift, like, wow, I really did that. All right, let me try it again. Let me see how or what will happen when I do this. And yeah, sometimes you run out the gate and it probably don't turn out the way you want. But if you have that mindset, like, hey, this is my first time, or this is my first go, or I'm just getting used to this, then you're gonna try it again. And the more you do it, the more you keep showing up, is the more your confidence builds and the more courageous you become. That's literally my story. So I've always said this, like, I've always done great work, but I was invisible. No one knew about me, no one knew what I could do. They don't know the value I could provide, or how I could help them. And so because of that, I was literally invisible because, like I said, I was hiding behind my work. But it had reached a point where I felt very stuck in just everything. Like, yeah, you're doing great work. And you don't necessarily need the masses to know what you're doing. You just need the right people to know. And I felt like the right people and the people who needed to hear me and see my work did not know what I could do or how I could help them. And so it left me feeling stuck, but it also made me start questioning my worth. So one of the things that I've realized is that when you start to show up, you unlock a version of yourself that you didn't realize you had or was always there. Like literally, when I think about myself probably like 10 years ago. Me talking on camera now, me showing up like this, I didn't think it was possible because my first set of videos that I created online were very stiff and had to be perfect. But I just always had the courage, and the courage really came from my why. My courage really came from knowing that there was more and I needed to do more. And and there's more within me that the world needs to see, and there's more within me that I need to see for myself so I could keep going. Showing up for me was not about being perfect or when I'm ready, but literally knowing that there was more for me and I had to place that better myself. So when I created my first video on YouTube, I was nervous. I was very shy. I was shaking, all the things, but I kept going. Guys, welcome to Carey Digital, where we teach you how to create, connect, and earn in the social media space. Hey guys, welcome back to Carey Digital, where I teach you how to create, connect, and earn in the digital space. So if it's your first time here, thanks for visiting. When I started creating my first set of Canva designs, even though I wasn't an expert and I wasn't as confident as I could have been in my design skills, kept going. When persons reached out to me to ask me like, hey Carey, can you do a speaking engagement based on these things that I realize you're good at? Even when I wanted to say no, I said yes because that was again courage. I am Carey-Lee and I am rooted. I started this business during the pandemic, and my goal was really to share my knowledge. Throughout the period of working with women, I've found that one of the limiting factors for them is their confidence and courage to position themselves online. So I've said yes to a lot of things, and those things have been turning points in my life. And what I realized about being courageous is that you don't start when you're perfect. You don't, and you won't always get it right. You won't always get it right when you say it. Sometimes you will literally fail, or as I would say, you learn what you can do differently. And so each time I tried out loud, there was a shift. Each time I tried, whether out loud or just generally, there was a shift internally. My confidence started to grow because I proved to myself that I could do it. I proved to myself that this was possible. I proved to myself that I had it within me. And it's the same thing for you. When you start showing up, when you bet on yourself and have that courage to say, yo, listen, I'm going to try this thing. I'm going to do this thing. You will realize how proud you will become of yourself. That's literally it. So even me doing this video makes me so proud. Me doing this series and Stop Hiding makes me so proud, because if I didn't make that decision, that very intentional decision to start showing up despite not feeling ready, being shy, being introverted, having those limiting beliefs and pushing through it, then I wouldn't have built a brand and become the person I am today. And all of that came through courage. It wasn't through perfectionism. It wasn't when I was ready. It was because I knew there was more. One of the things I want to just debunk is that perfectionism does not build confidence. You can do all the rehearsing behind the scenes and thinking you need to show up as polished and perfect as possible, but that won't build your confidence. Instead, it stifles you. And so I want you to know that whatever you're going to do and however you're going to show up, you need to be courageous about it. So one, being courageous unlocks clarity. It helps you to be more clear about who you are. So when you start showing up, you're like, okay, this is how I am on camera, or this is how I articulate myself. You're like, okay, I like the way I articulate myself. Maybe I can fix two things here and there, and you fix it. So if you're saying a lot of arms and ums, and you realize, okay, I said those because I'm nervous, then you start learning how you can work on the jitters before you start. That's what courage does. When you start showing up, you start seeing the things that you can improve and get clearer on, and that you're capable of. Confidence for me was built through repetition, constantly trying, constantly showing up, and constantly being okay with not always getting it right. And then, of course, I've said this in one of my videos, is that your audience doesn't want perfect. So if you watch my video on your audience needs you, then this is definitely something you will hear me say. Your audience doesn't want perfect. They don't want a perfect polished version of you. They want to see someone with the courage to try. Be natural. Don't be forced. Don't try to be, you know, anyone you're not, because people will see it. I've received a lot of messages and comments like, I'm introverted, Carey, but because you have showed up, you have given me the courage to try. I've received messages like, "Boy, have been struggling with designing this thing in Canva, but because you share it in such an easy, digestible way, I've tested it out for myself and started designing more, and I've got more comfortable and confident using Canva." Can you imagine if I didn't have the courage to show up? These persons wouldn't have seen the possibilities of what they can do and what they could unlock in their own lives. So it's the same thing for you. Your courageousness should be for you, but you should also think about, wow, who out there on the other side, just even think about just one person, who out there on the other side could really benefit from me showing up courageously. And then shift it too, like think about it, who is someone in my family, my immediate circle, who could benefit from me showing up courageously? You would be surprised at how many people are watching you, following you, listening to you, and sometimes that one action or series of actions that you take is encouraging them to move closer to their goal, or to take that one action, I should say, that will move them closer to their goal. Remember, a lot of things that we do, we think it's for ourselves. When I started this YouTube video, I'm going to be honest, I kind of felt it was just for me. It was just for me at the time. But the more I started showing up, I realized it was for me, but also for the people on the other side of the screen. This series about Stop Hiding is 100% for you. It has opened my eyes to make me realize, oh wow, I've grown so much and evolved so much in my own journey. But it is 100% for you on the other side of the screen, who's really struggling and find it challenging with showing up, because you have believed the lies and have fallen into this state of fear that it is so crippling that you don't want to show up, and it's challenged with showing up in the way that you should. Your courage will unlock something in you, but it will also unlock something in others, the persons who will watch your video. This week, I want you to try something out loud. I want you to make that courageous move and try something out loud. I want you to create a video, share your story. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be perfect. And then I want you to share it with me. So in the comments, if you publish it on YouTube, if you publish it on Instagram, whichever platform, or if you just want to email it to me, the link will be in the description, and you can send me an email. I'd love to see, because that step you're going to take is for you, but it will also be on the person on the other side of the screen. If this video resonated with you, I'd love for you to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and of course, if you know someone who this video could really benefit, I want you to share it with them as well. This video is part of my 7-part series, Stop Hiding, where I share my story, a strategy, and an action step that you can take to transform your brand, and even for you, not just your brand, but for you to show up in a more visible way that your audience can find you and connect with you. Also, I'll have a 3-part webinar series where you get the opportunity to ask me questions and I will answer them honestly and openly, share my journey very transparently with you. And this is where I give you the exact strategy and approach to how I have moved from a place of hidden to visible to get opportunities and to really stand in my greatness, to grow in my greatness, and to become and to build the brand that I am today.